Welcome to Troopers Travels, stage 2 of this expedition. I'm just landed in wet Pontefract. So you can see that behind us, that's Ponte Castle. So we're going to have a quick look round. I've only got about half hour, so we'll have to have a look. Okay, we'll have a look round it. Got here pretty late, I've got about half hour, so we'll both have a look round. First of all, I'll give a bit more information about it. And I don't think I'm stopping in Ponte. Just show you a few bits and bobs first of all. So initially this bit here is the dungeons. I've been down them before. I think they're open on a weekend at the moment, but when spring comes in summer it'll be better. But basically there are tours down there, and there's all sorts of graffiti in it, scribbled on the walls, and also that's used to they used to store licorice down there apparently. So we'll have a look round. Have to bear with me because I haven't got a lot of time, so I don't want to rush it if I can help it. Give a bit more information about the place shortly, but I'll have a quick look down here. I believe these at kitchens. I think there's some ovens down here. It's quite a big site. It was one of these for one of the most important northern strongholds at some time. Let's have a little look. I don't want to get locked in, do I? So let's have a little gander. I don't know if it's getting wetter on lens. This has changed slightly. There used to be a load of ovens. What's wrong with it all? Let's have a little look. I've got the wrong way like a wally. So these were ovens. There you go, ovens there. I put bars on here. These were ovens, so this would have been where they did alt dining. Got alt full for dining in all. And this is some type of dining hall as well. And some steps. So there would have been probably a couple of stories on this. You've got steps there and steps there. Let's have a look. And this one at Towers. Yeah, so obviously we're doing it Civil War, which again Civil War's come into it. They used to feed them from them kitchens, literally. Obviously in its heyday there were up to 1,000 people had to be fed during the Civil War. On a quiet day there were about 200 gallons of ale were drunk. Most of this were brewed on site like, and records show that there was a 3-month period in 1320 that 488 wooden drinking vessels were bought. The bakehouse may have as many as 4 ovens, only the remains of 2 larger ovens, so that's the ones we've just seen. Anyway, a bit more information, we'll get rattling on because I'm stuck for time. Just bear with me. So, Ponte Castle, or Pontefract Castle, or known as Pomfret Castle, is a castle ruin in the town of Pontefract in West Yorkshire, England. Obviously King Richard II is thought to have died here. Now I think it was one of these towers. I'm sure it was that one. Obviously September 38 a quarrel had broke out between 2 former appellants, Gaunt's son Henry Bolingbroke and Thomas Mowbray, the Duke of Norfolk. He gave the king another opportunity to revenge and he banished them both. When Gaunt died, In 1399, Richard confiscated the vast Lascarian estates, which would have passed to Bolingbroke in May. Richard left a campaign in Ireland. He invaded England and rallied both noble and popular support. Returning to England in August, Richard surrendered without a fight. So in September he abdicated, and obviously Bolingbroke ascended the throne to Henry the VI. In October, Richard was imprisoned in this castle, where he died 4 months later. So I think that what they did, they basically starved him to death. The castle is on a rock to the east of the town, above All Saints Church, which we'll see that shortly. That's quite interesting to have a quick look at that. At the top of these, I'm going up and down steps a lot today. And this would have actually been the main keep. As you can see, you've got steps there, rooms there which go down there. The castle obviously is on the east side of the town, above All Saints Square, which say All Saints, that's the church down there, which were constructed about 1070 by Albert de Lacy on land which had been granted by William the Conqueror. Norman again. That's what we've got to thank Normans for. All these castles. There are also evidence on this side of an early occupation on the side. Initially, the castle would have been like a wooden structure, but it will replace a stone over time. And Domesday Survey in 1086 recorded Albert's Castle, which is properly referred as Ponty Castle. They're going to be kicking me out soon. I'm a nightmare, aren't I? That's some type of gable wall. You go right edge. I'll have a quick look round. There's an old chapel down there. I want to have a quick look at it. I just have to bear in mind, let me get down there because I need to make some tracks. So a little bit more about it. Obviously, Robert de Lacy failed to support the king, Henry I, during the power struggle with his brother, and the king confiscated the castle from the family during the 12th century. Roger de Lacy paid King Richard 3,000 marks. Is that German? I'm not sure. Marks. For the honour of Pontefract, but the king retained possession of the castle. His successor, King John, gave de Lacy the castle in 1199, the year John ascended the throne. Roger died in 1213 and was succeeded by his eldest son John. However, the king took possession of the Castle Dorrington and Pontefract Castle, and de Lacy's lived in the castle until the early 14th century. Have a little look down here. It would just start raining, wouldn't it, when I'm on it? We'll have a little walk around and I'll just show this chapel shortly, so let me just wait till I get a bit closer down here, because if they see me they'll kick me out. So a little bit more about it. Obviously, Robert de Lacy failed to support the king, Henry I, during the power struggle with his brother, and the king confiscated the castle from the family during the 12th century. Roger de Lacy paid King Richard 3,000 marks. Is that German? I'm not sure. Marks. For the honour of Pontefract, but the king retained possession of the castle. His successor, King John, gave de Lacy the castle in 1199, the year John ascended the throne. Roger died in 1213 and was succeeded by his eldest son John. However, the king took possession of the Castle Dorrington and Pontefract Castle, and de Lacy's lived in the castle until the early 14th century. Have a little look down here. It would just start raining, wouldn't it, when I'm on it? we'll have a little walk around and I'll just show you this chapel shortly, so let me just wait till I get a bit closer down here, because if they see me they'll kick me out. Obviously this is part of that dining hall. We've got little fireplaces, can you see them? Fireplaces. Look. It's all changed, this. They've done a lot of work to this. Last time I were here there were more to see, I'm sure there were. Oh, here we go. Anyways, let me have 2 minutes to have a look at what I can find. I knew I'd get kicked out. Just going to have to be right outskirts of it. So this will be a retaining wall. There would have been a walkway on this. Let's go back down here. And I believe that bit over there, what gatehouse into actual castle. Some type of structure here, so that would have been like a retaining wall. And then this is quite interesting, this chapel is keeping an eye on me, innit? So I'll just have a quick show you this. Just what it remains. I think it's Saxon, this, to be fair. You see old cloisters there. Have a quick look inside it before I shoot off. I hate rushing. See them? Old cloisters, an old chapel. Not a very big chapel, really, but quite impressive. And you won't get booted out. And this is within another hall. With a little fireplace there. Stick that on here, let's have a little look. And medieval toilets apparently. Drains. They said have been this one of the most important strongholds at north at one time. And I think we come up to the gatehouse. They did a lot of excavations on that. Having a quick look. Some millstones. Looks like a coat of arms that, but you can't really make it out. It'll be a royal one. Maybe from chapel that. And obviously this was the gatehouse. They've actually done a lot of work down here. They dug it all out. They found things. I think it was on Time Team or something like that. Looks like they're still excavating it. Can you see it? Yeah, so that would have been in this gatehouse. I think we better set our eye to it for now. I wanted to spend a bit more time. Are you open tomorrow, yeah?
Yes, mate, yeah.
Just a little bit more information about it. Obviously, when King obviously took possession of the Castle Donington, Pontefract Castle, the Lacys lived in the castles until the 14th century. It was under the tenure of the Lacys and the magnificent multi-bait donjon was built. In 1311 the castle passed by marriage to estates of the House of Lancaster. Thomas Earl of Lancaster, I think 1278 to 1322, was beheaded outside the castle wall 6 days later after the defeat at the Battle of Bowbridge, a sentence placed on him by King Edward II himself in the Great Hall. So he was threatened and said, "You're going to be beheaded." the result, so obviously he will be beheaded, and then the result in the becoming the mortar with his tomb at Pontefract Priory becoming a shrine. Pontefract Priory, I don't know about that. It then went to Henry Duke of Lancaster, something to John Gort, third son of Edward III, and he made the castle his personal residence, spending vast amounts of money improving it. A bit more about the keep. Obviously the ruins at Pontefract Castle Keep. In the closing years of the 14th century, Richard II banished John the Gaunt's son, Henry Bolingbroke, Duke of Hereford, from England. Following the death of John Gort, Duke of Lancaster, in 1939, Richard II seized much of the property due to Bolingbroke. Richard then shared some of the seized properties around amongst his favourites. The castle at Pontefract was among the such properties which were under threat. Let's have a quick look on here. These events aroused Bonnet to return to England to claim his rights to the Duchy of Lancaster and properties of his father. Shakespeare play Richard II, Act 2, Scene 1, 277 relates to Bolingbroke's homecoming in the word of Northumberland in the speech of the 8th Tall Ships. The facts about Pontefract Castle: there were Pontefract Castle and the 7 cannonballs. During the conservation work in 2016, workmen found 7 cannonballs embedded almost 1 metre into the outer wall of the castle. Thing is, I can't go around it now, it's too late. Right, I think it's time to leave it at that then. I will come another time and do it properly, but I've rushed it a bit. This is quite impressive, this bit here, and all. The blue plaque on it, and there's also a Royal Coat of Arms on there. Elizabeth Love Trust, formerly the castle main guard or Barbican, built around 1150 to defend the entrance of the castle. 1649, reputed to be the first debtors' prison in England. 1780, French Napoleon prisons were kept here. 1901, HQ of York and Lancashire Battalion. 1920, it became Ford's Antique Shop. 1935, Queen Mary visited, and 1960, home of Elizabeth and Joe Love. Another coat of arms there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. It's only a quick one. I've been rushed a bit, to be fair. I don't like rushing. I hope you enjoyed it. Should have come a bit earlier really, but I stopped in bed a bit. Strike day and all, wasn't it? So, right, time for get a beer. Try and upload them and see how you go.